Y'all, welcome back to the channel. Y'all should probably know me by now. Before I do any kind of field work, most of the time I gotta stop, give me some sweet tea because you gotta hydrate. Then I got a pocket full of snacks, so I should be good to go for at least 20 minutes, and then I might have to call in some refills on the telephone. But thanks for tuning in today. But got to get some more bush hogging done, and then we're probably gonna start second cut hay here pretty soon. But since I've still got the bush hog hooked on the back, we wanted to get all the bush hogging done that we could before we unhook it and start on hay. So let's get after it. Looks like it may rain, it may not. Normally it'll rain on the mountain over there in the distance, but not rain here. And then sometimes it'll rain here and not on the mountain, or other times it just rains on both places. So let's go see what all I can get done before it storms. I don't know what it is about this tractor, but about the 6.5 to 7 mile an hour range. I don't know if y'all can hear it or see it, but cab gets to vibrating a little bit, but then I get up to around 8.5 miles an hour and it smooths out, so I believe I'm going to stick with 8.5. Y'all probably wondering, well, John, what in the heck you done over here with the cab tractor and the bush hog? And well, some of y'all are probably gonna get mad at me, but that's all right. But I'll explain that a little bit later in the video while I'm over here bush hogging this perfectly good hay field. Y'all let me know what some of your favorite go-to tractor snacks are, whether that's water, sweet tea, Powerade, whatever it may be. And then kind of snacks. Of course, I would have packed the dinner with me, but I don't plan to be over here much more than maybe a couple hours. But let me know down in the comments down there what's your all's favorite tractor snacks or meals. And I'm just curious what everybody else out there likes to eat when they're out here doing field work. You need to come over here sometime and me and Dad and bring the tractors and chainsaw and the trailer and go around this field and cut some of the limbs and the brush back. But I'm thinking about going to rent one of them skid steers with the forestry mulcher on the front. There's a local New Holland dealer that rents skid steers with, and also mini X's with different attachments for them. So I may go see what the rental fee on a skid steer with a brush cutter would be for a weekend. Plus, who in the heck would want to run a brush cutter on a skid steer? That's just me. I know the camera doesn't do this hill justice, but as y'all can tell, it's rather steep. There's actually a house up there. You can just barely see the window up on the second floor from down here on the flat ground. Whether I'm bush hogging or cutting hay or whatever, I like to keep as straight of a line as I possibly can. But nothing's more aggravating. I know y'all been through this. Nothing's more aggravating than when you think that line is straight as an arrow, and then you get out to the end of the field and that line looks like it goes like this or like this here. But I think this one's pretty straight so far. I'm trying to keep it that way. might slide through and probably hit my big old head on this windshield. If that was to happen, there'd be cake icing, pizza sauce, beard hair just go everywhere. And that's definitely not a mess that I'd really want to clean up right now, so I gotta do everything I can to prevent that. The real reason why I'm over here bush hogging this particular field is because we've got of course we was blessed with the awesome first cutting hay. Not the greatest that we've had, but for the year and conditions and all that, we done really well. Plus we've got quite a bit that's still in the dry, but it's a couple years old, but it's still really good hay. But we still like to clean the barns out every so many years just to get rid of that older hay in the back. So right now we're just going to bush hog a couple of our hay fields. We're still going to second cut our best one. Out of all our fields we cut for hay, we're still going to do a second cut in a bit. But the other ones we're just going to bush hog it, and then we'll pick back up on it in the spring with first cut, and then we'll do a second cut on them next year. There just a little bit ago, I seen a pretty good storm roll through. I could see the sheets of rain, and as Forrest Gump would say, that was some big old fat rain. But luckily it passed us, and I'm still trucking right along. I'm hoping a pretty little girl shows up to the field here in just a little bit. We'll just have to wait and see. She since my parents watch her during the day, and in case y'all didn't know, my dad's a full-time pastor, and this morning he had a funeral to go to, so it's just best to just let her spend the night with my grandmother, which would make Gracie's, to be her great-grandparents. And let me tell you, if you ever want to see a smile on a great-grandparent's faces, just take their grandkid over to their house and you'll see them light up real quick. There's that pretty little girl I was talking about a little bit ago. I know y'all can't see it, but my mom rolled the back window down on the van and Gracie's looking out. I'm glad that Gracie got to come to the field and see Daddy, and I got to see her. We was sitting there trying to catch grasshoppers, and my mom caught one and was trying to show it to Gracie. It jumped out of her hands and hit Gracie square in the forehead. She didn't know what to do, but I think all kids should have the opportunity to at least visit a farm at least once in their life. But luckily mine is very fortunate to grow up on a farm, so I'm very thankful for that. I'll just put it that way. I believe I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, so I've got about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so left of bush hogging. Then I'll head back up the road towards the barn. But thanks for tuning in. And as always, thank you for the continued support of the channel. It really means a lot. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully y'all have a good, safe, and rest of your week, and we'll catch you on the next one.